Whether you've been watching SML since the Mario and Luigi plush days, or you joined during the Jeffy era, one thing is certain, SML has changed a lot. Over nearly 2 decades, Logan 30acre has completely transformed his channel multiple times. Characters have come and gone, upload styles have changed, the humor has evolved, entire channels have been deleted, demonetized, and built from the ground up. But that raises a question. What was the best era of SML? Today, I'm ranking every major era of SML from worst to best, based on the quality of videos, character writing, creativity and consistency, and overall impact on the channel. Number 6, the Human Puppet Era, from 2021 to now. Starting off at number 6, we have the Human Puppet Era. Now before everyone starts typing angry comments, hear me out. This doesn't mean modern SML is terrible. In fact, some great videos have come from this era, like Jeffy's 18th birthday, the Five Nights at Freddy's series, Junior's Free Fries, things of that nature. There are definitely highlights. The problem is consistency. For many fans, this era feels like the most formulaic period in SML history. A lot of videos follow similar structures. Junior does something stupid, Joseph joins him, Cody explains why it's a bad idea, everything goes horribly wrong. Or Jeffy causes chaos, Marvin gets blamed, Broken Guy fixes everything. After thousands of videos, it's understandable why some stories feel repetitive. Now let's get into the positives of this era. The positives are there's better production and better production quality than ever, consistent uploads, a huge cast of characters, and some of the best special episodes. Then there's the negatives. There's less charm than the plush era, repetitive plots, and some characters feel watered down. This era isn't bad, it's just competing against some legendary periods of SML history. Number 5, the early experimental era, 2007 to 2011. At number 5, we have the era that started it all, the experimental era. Without this era, SML doesn't exist. But looking back today, it's definitely rough. Back then, Logan was a kid, videos were extremely low budget, stories were simple, audio quality wasn't great. But there's something special about these videos. They feel genuine. Nobody was trying to beat the algorithm, nobody was chasing sponsors. It was just a kid making videos because he thought it was fun. And a lot of important characters were introduced, like Mario, Luigi, Bowser, and many early recurring characters. Even though the videos haven't aged perfectly, they laid the foundation for everything that came later. Number 4, the post-Jeffy boom era, 2018-2020. Coming in at number 4 is what I call post-Jeffy boom era. Jeffy had already become the face of SML. The channel was exploding. Videos regularly were reaching tens of millions of views. Everything seemed unstoppable. However, this era is also where some fans believe the cracks started to show. Jeffy dominated almost every upload. Mario became less important, side characters disappeared, and many videos focused on loud comedy rather than creative storytelling. Still, the highs were incredibly high. You had videos, for example, like The Magic Button, Time Machine, numerous holiday specials. The channel was at the peak of its popularity. Even people who didn't watch SML knew who Jeffy was. Number 3, the transition era, 2021 to 2022. This may be controversial, but I'm putting the transition era at number 3. Why? Because this was the hardest challenge SML has ever faced. Imagine losing nearly every character your audience grew up with, Mario, Bowser, Black Yoshi, and then suddenly they're gone. Most YouTube channels wouldn't survive that. SML did. This era deserves credit because Logan had to reinvent the channel, fans were skeptical, every upload was being compared to the old days, and somehow, characters like Marvin and Rose became accepted. Broken Guy became even more important. The channel adapted when it could have easily collapsed. The fact that SML survived this period at all is honestly impressive. Number 2, the Jeffy Golden Age, 2016 to 2018. At number 2, we have what many fans consider the funniest era in SML history, the Jeffy Golden Age. When Jeffy first appeared, nobody could have predicted what would happen. He wasn't just another character, he became the character. Within months, Jeffy was driving views unlike anything SML had ever seen. But unlike later years, Jeffy still felt fresh. His jokes hadn't been repeated hundreds of times, his interactions with Mario were hilarious, and the supporting cast was at its strongest. You had peak characters like Jeffy, Mario, Bowser Jr., Cody, Joseph, Chef Pee-Pee, Brooklyn Guy. This was the perfect balance. The old SML cast was still around, Jeffy was becoming a superstar, and the stories felt incredibly creative. Many fans discovered SML during this period. For an entire generation of viewers, this was SML. Number 1, the classic plush Golden Age, 2012 to 2015. And finally, at number 1, the classic plush Golden Age. This was peak SML. Not because it had the highest views, not because it made the most money, but because it had the most heart. This era gave us Chef Pee-Pee Quits, Bowser Jr. Summer School, numerous Black Yoshi classics, The Rise of Woody, and some of the funniest Mario and Luigi episodes ever made. Every character felt unique, every upload felt unpredictable, and there was a certain charm that has never quite been replicated. The channel felt smaller, more personal, less corporate, more creative. You never knew what kind of video would upload next, and that's what made it special. For many fans, this wasn't just the best SML era, it was the era that made them fans in the first place. So that's my ranking of every SML era. At 6, we had the human puppet era, then we had the experimental era, the post-Jeffy boom era, the transition era, Jeffy Golden Age, and the classic plush age. But here's the thing, there isn't really a wrong answer. If you grew up with Jeffy, you might put the Jeffy Golden Age at number 1. If you started watching in 2022, maybe the modern era is your favorite. And if you've been around since the beginning, maybe nothing can beat the old Mario and Luigi videos. That's the fascinating thing about SML. Almost every generation of fans experienced a completely different version of the channel. The SML of 2010 is almost unrecognizable from the SML of today. And yet somehow, after all the controversies, the demonetization issues, copyright problems, character redesigns, and YouTube changes, SML is still here, and that's pretty impressive. Now let me know in the comments, what is your favorite SML era?